The conversations around AI happen at the extremes. Some people believe it will help us solve our most pressing problems like climate change and cancer. Others worry that will be the end of humanity. And some famous futurists predict that AI will do everything better than any human by the end of this decade. Everything. So not just the work you and I do with large language models these days, no. Also driving a car, coming up with creative ideas, even running a business or government. But I think they're wrong about this. I do not think that the leader of the future is an AI system. Because that's what it will mean, right? If AI is better than we at everything, then why should we be in charge? So it looks like we are now the flawed underdogs who need to sleep and take breaks and, God forbid, even want to spend time with friends and family. But I also think we have some things going for ourselves. We can envision a future, we can connect with other humans, and we can then collectively turn that vision into reality. So while I believe that the AI optimists, the techno-optimists, are wrong about AI and leadership, I also believe that human leadership has to evolve for us to stay relevant. Working with hundreds of CEOs and government leaders, I've come to believe that new times call for a new type of leadership. And to understand why, let's look at the challenges that leaders face today. Many businesses and organizations still under-adopt AI. I recently spoke to the CEO of a financial services business, and he admitted that they're actually quite slow in adopting AI. And he said, well, it really hurts us. We're losing market share. And what's more, we struggle attracting top talent. As one candidate put it to him, well, if you're slow in adopting AI, you're probably slow with everything else. Ouch, that hurt. AI managed to turn intelligence that was so precious for millennia into commodity. It will soon be like electricity, right? It's cheap, it's everywhere, we don't really think about it. So I'm very bullish about AI. I'm bullish about agentic AI, those smart autonomous systems that take over whole workflows in organizations. I'm even more bullish about AI becoming a world-class, hyper-personalized tutor, mentor, coach for every student, for every employee, for every person on the planet. So under-adoption of AI isn't really an option anymore. Software may eat the world, but AI-savvy companies, they eat the competition. So the more AI, the better, right? Wrong. It turns out there is a tipping point where it flips from not enough to not good enough or just too much. A famous fast food chain, they were recently trialing voice AI in some of their drive-thru restaurants. To surprise their customers, noticed that the system would add to their orders. For instance, two friends wanted to order some chicken nuggets, and the system just kept adding to the order 100 nuggets, 200 nuggets, 260 chicken nuggets. Another customer found that the system added bacon to his ice cream. Unsurprisingly, the trial was stopped. And of course, trials can go wrong, and voice AI will clearly be part of our future. But what this mishap shows is that some leaders, well, they didn't miss the AI train. They've become part of it. They turned themselves into cogs in the machine. And if you outsource all your thinking, all your decision-making to AI, you literally make yourself redundant. So, if you don't do enough, you become obsolete. If you do too much, you become also obsolete. But here's the solution. Don't compete with the machine. Use the machine to compete. But how? Leadership is three things. It's understanding, deciding, and decision-making. And the leaders who thrive in the age of AI, they use it wisely to enhance their decision-making, to enhance their understanding. And they're using their superb communication skills to ensure that AI adoption is successful in their organization. They understand that bringing more humanness to leadership and communications is more important than ever in the age of AI. They understand that supercomputers need supercommunicators. And let's be clear, only leaders and companies that know how to bridge this gap between people and AI will survive the AI transformation. And that's not going to be easy. As E.O. Wilson famously put it, the real problem with humanity is that we have Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions, and godlike technologies. And that is truer than ever. And due in part to this epic mismatch, many AI projects fail or underperform. It turns out that chicken nuggets are just the tip of the iceberg. We just don't hear as much about those other failed and underperforming projects because they don't end up on social media. But why do so many AI projects fail or underperform? And in my view, there are two main reasons for this. The first one is that many leaders don't understand AI deeply enough. They know they need to do something about it, of course, so they ask the experts to take over, and that often fails. AI is not another software you ask your IT department to implement. AI changes how business is done, and that requires leaders to step up. You've heard this during every emergency briefing on every flight. Put on your oxygen mask first, so you can help others. And the same is true for AI and leaders. Get AI savvy first, so you can help everyone around you grow and succeed. The second reason why many AI projects fail is a lack of trust. A while ago, I stopped typing. I basically just use my LLM's voice-to-text function now, which I think is super useful because we can speak at a rate of about 125 words per minute, which is roughly 10 times as fast as I can type. But something weird happened the other day. As I was preparing for this talk and I was speaking into the LLM, it gave me some strange-looking text back, and I could make sense of it, so I said, what is this? And it said, well, that's Welsh. Why is it in Welsh if I speak to you in English? And it said, it's probably because of your pronunciation. I said, okay, fine. It made a mistake, doesn't matter. However, it also blamed me for its mistake. You probably have a similar story to tell. I think in general, it's quite hard to trust AI because it operates in this black box. But here's the real elephant in the boardroom. People in many organizations worry that AI will be used to replace them, and they don't trust what their leaders are saying, right? And they fear, they're worried. There's a fear of loss. They worry that they lose their job, their security, their status. And that triggers a threat response. It's fight, flight, or freeze. And what do people do in fight, flight, or freeze mode? Well, they're certainly not going to go out of their way to make the latest AI initiative in their organization a big success. That is a huge challenge for leaders. Remember, it's bridge the gap or fall into the abyss. So who are the people we follow across the abyss? It's leaders we trust. And to trust someone, we need to understand their values. If I understand someone's core values, I don't just see the decisions they make, I see and understand why they make them. Good decisions happen at the intersection of facts and values. I recently spoke to a startup founder, her name's Nicole, and she came up with this, I think, genius policy. Everyone in her business is allowed to get any AI they want that makes their life easier under one condition. They have to share the findings, the learnings with the rest of the team. By implementing this policy, she revealed her values. She revealed that she cares about the team. She wants everyone to succeed. And the result? Well, it's a fast-learning, highly motivated team and a successful business. Nicole knows how to create those deep human connections that bind together all high-performing teams. Human connections are good for humans. They're also good for business. It makes good business sense to come together, to create a new product together, a new campaign, to shake hands, break bread, and look each other in the eyes. AI cannot do that. AI doesn't care. Sure, it can simulate empathy, but it can't feel it. And if you think that the future is AI leaders, AI therapists, AI girlfriends, I'm not saying that there's no use for those. There are definitely use cases. But if you take the idea of an AI girlfriend to its logical conclusion, then humanity will die out in a few generations. So there's a real risk here that AI becomes this race to the bottom. And as Seth Godin has pointed out, the problem with the race to the bottom is that you might win. And then you're stuck at the bottom. I'm optimistic about AI. But for the age of AI to become a golden age of humanity, we need leaders who rise to the occasion. We need leaders who are super communicators, who energize, excite, and paint a positive vision. So let's bring more humanists to leadership and communications in the age of AI, because it's this combined power of humans and technology that will bring about the best of both worlds. In the age of AI, intelligence is fast, cheap, and abundant. But wisdom is slow and still in short supply. The wisdom to deploy AI in the right way, the wisdom to find the right words that inspire a team to cross the abyss, the wisdom to know how many chicken nuggets a customer actually wants. Fast intelligence, slow wisdom, that is the power of supercommunicators and supercomputers combined. Thank you.